From wild social media rants to shocking public revelations, Martell is stirring up chaos like never before. But what's really behind this new outburst? Stay tuned, because you won't believe what he's doing now, and how it could completely change everything about his public image. Trust me, this is far from your average celebrity meltdown. If you're a fan of reality TV and social media drama, then you've probably heard the name Martell Holt, the Love and Marriage Huntsville star. Is no stranger to controversy. From his highly publicized split from Melody Holt to his rocky relationships and frequent online tirades, Martell has always kept fans talking. But what's happening now might just be the wildest chapter in his journey yet. Recently, Martell has taken to social media in a way that has left fans both shocked and confused about his next move. In this video, we're diving deep into Martell's latest antics and what they mean for his future, both in the public eye and within his personal relationships. We'll unpack the most shocking posts, the fan reactions, and the questions no one's asking, but absolutely should be. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll understand exactly what Martell is up to, and why every move he makes right now matters more than ever. Trust me, this story is far from over, and the next chapter could leave everyone stunned. Martell Holt has always been a polarizing figure, especially when it comes to his online presence. But his latest social media activity? It's taken things to a whole new level. Just when it seemed like the drama was dying down, Martell went full throttle, posting controversial messages and sharing deeply personal moments with his followers. And let me tell you, these aren't your typical status updates. They were full-on rants, raw, unfiltered, and emotional. So, what exactly did Martell post first? There was a cryptic Instagram story that hinted at the breakdown of yet another relationship. And this time, it wasn't just about his ex-wife Melody. Martell suggested tension with some of his closest friends and even cast members from the show. That post sent fans into a frenzy. The speculation ran wild. Did someone betray him? Was he simply seeking attention? Regardless, the comments section exploded with support, confusion, and, naturally, a lot of gossip. But Martell didn't stop there. He followed up with a string of increasingly bizarre tweets, some of which seemed like direct shots at his critics. In one particularly bold tweet, he insinuated that people were jealous of his success, calling out individuals who were once part of his inner circle. The intensity of his words was shocking. And while this wasn't the first time Martell used social media to vent, something about this felt different. This wasn't just frustration. It looked like a full-on meltdown. As Martell's posts gained traction, reactions poured in fast and fierce. Fans, followers, and even former castmates weighed in with opinions flying in every direction. But perhaps the most surprising response came from his ex-wife, Melody Holt. Melody, who's been through plenty of ups and downs with Martell, finally broke her silence. In a recent Instagram Live, she addressed the situation directly. While she didn't mention him by name, her message was crystal clear. She's paying attention and she's not here for the drama. Martell's actions were both immature and inappropriate. While fans have come to expect dramatic behavior from him, this latest round of social media chaos felt like a new low. We all know that Melody has remained strong and independent since their divorce, but hearing her openly call out Martell truly struck a chord with fans who've been following their turbulent journey. During a recent Instagram Live, Melody didn't hold back. Without mentioning him directly, she strongly implied that Martell had crossed a line with some of his posts, and even hinted at the possibility of taking legal action. For many, it was a clear sign that the drama had reached a new level of seriousness. But Melody wasn't the only one with something to say. Fellow cast members from Love and Marriage, Huntsville, were quick to react. Martell's longtime friend, Maurice Scott, subtly addressed the issue during a recent interview. His message? Martell needed to take a break from social media and focus on his real-life relationships. In a world where reality TV stars often thrive on drama and public spectacle, Maurice's comments felt like a sincere plea for Martell to pull back and reevaluate his choices. Then came the flood of reactions from fans. Some took to Twitter to express genuine concern, speculating whether Martell's online rants were a cry for help. Others, ever entertained by the ongoing drama, voiced their excitement over the potential for even more chaos within the Love and Marriage franchise. But the conversation soon shifted toward a deeper question. Was Martell using social media to craft A larger narrative about himself? Was this just another impulsive outburst, or was he orchestrating a calculated comeback? A rebranding, even? The lines between Martell's personal life and his public persona were blurring more than ever. And just when it seemed like his social media meltdown had peaked, he dropped a bombshell no one saw coming. On his Instagram story, Martell shared a cryptic message that seemed to confirm a rumor that had been circulating for months. He's reportedly working on a major business venture. But what really shocked fans was how closely tied this venture appeared to be to his personal life. In the post, Martell wrote, "You'll be hearing more about me soon. Sometimes people have to hit rock bottom before they can rise again. Watch this space." For anyone who has followed Martell's journey, this statement felt like the ultimate tease. What exactly was he referring to? Was this a fresh chapter in his career, or was there something even more personal behind the message? Fans wasted no time speculating. The timing of the post was especially interesting. Just days prior, Martell had been publicly venting his frustrations with the Love and Marriage, Huntsville producers, and his strained relationship with some of the cast. Could this rock bottom he mentioned be tied to his personal relationships? Was he trying to make amends with Melody? Or was this an attempt to reclaim public sympathy after the backlash from his past infidelities and the way he treated her during their marriage? And just when things couldn't get any more surprising, Martell took it a step further. The next day, he posted a series of cryptic images to his Instagram grid. One photo showed him in a business meeting with a well-known entrepreneur active in the real estate industry. Another featured what looked like promotional material for a luxury development project that Martell hinted he was spearheading. Could this be his big comeback? The launch of a new chapter that would help him leave the past behind? Or was it simply another attempt to distract the public from the turmoil in his personal life? As expected, reactions poured in. Fans weren't the only ones taking notice. Martell's longtime friends and even some of his business partners chimed in, publicly, praising him for what looked like a step in the right direction. Many applauded the apparent growth and ambition. However, not everyone was convinced. Some critics questioned whether Martell was genuinely turning over a new leaf, or just executing another publicity stunt to remain relevant. And just when the dust seemed like it might settle, another twist dropped. Out of nowhere, Martell posted a new image that sent fans into a frenzy. At first glance, it seemed like a harmless photo, Martell dining at an upscale restaurant with a mystery woman. But for those who've been paying attention, the clues were impossible to ignore. From her fashion-forward outfit to the confident gleam in her eye, fans quickly connected the dots. It was none other than a well-known influencer, someone whose presence could stir up a whole new wave of drama. And just like that, Martell was back at the center of the spotlight. Atlanta, someone who had been linked to a few high-profile men before, was now at the center of Martell Holt's latest romantic drama. The connection was explosive. Could this be Martell's newest romance? Was he finally moving on from Melody? Or was this just a PR move to distract from the chaos surrounding his personal life? Martell's fans were divided. Some were thrilled by the idea of him moving forward and finding happiness with someone new. Others, however, felt betrayed, especially given the timing. Just as the public had started to warm up to the idea of forgiving Martell for his past mistakes, he appeared to be jumping into a new relationship. And for many, the question loomed. Was this about genuine love, or was it just another scandalous headline designed to keep him in the spotlight? The mystery deepened when Martell's ex-wife, Martell Holt, posted a cryptic message on her Instagram story. It read, "You can't heal in the same environment that hurt you." Fans quickly interpreted this as a subtle yet powerful message aimed at Martell. Was she warning him about the consequences of his ongoing actions? Was she implying that his new romance was a mistake? Things only got murkier from there. Sources close to Melody began to speak out, claiming that Martell was still trying to rekindle their relationship behind the scenes. Could it be true? Was Martell genuinely attempting to win back his ex-wife's affection while simultaneously stepping out with someone new? Or was Melody being used as a pawn in his ever-evolving social media narrative? One thing was certain. Martell's love life had become just as complicated as his career, and every move he made was now under intense scrutiny. Then, the video everyone had been waiting for finally hit the internet. And let me tell you, it was nothing short of explosive. You could feel the tension as Martell and Melody came face to face, surrounded by fans and onlookers. At first, it seemed like a normal public event. They exchanged pleasantries, nodded politely, but the tension in the air was unmistakable. Everyone knew that their past was not so easily left behind. And then it happened. In the middle of what appeared to be a casual conversation, Melody dropped a bombshell. She confronted Martell directly, calling out his ongoing behavior, the constant chaos in his personal life, and his inability to be honest, not just with her, but with himself. "You haven't changed, Martell," she said, her voice calm but resolute. "You keep trying to rewrite our story, but the truth is, you don't even know what the truth is anymore." The crowd went completely silent. This moment was more than just a confrontation. It was a turning point. Martell looked visibly stunned. For a brief second, he seemed lost for words, as if Melody's words had struck a nerve in a way nothing else had. Was this the moment he realized he could no longer hide from the reality of his actions? Or was he already plotting his next move in this ongoing, very public chess game? For those watching, it felt like a car crash in slow motion. What would Martell say next? Would he deny her accusations as he had before? Or would he finally take responsibility for his past and confront the darker truths fans had long suspected? Everyone waited with bated breath. Then, Martell spoke. His voice was clipped and guarded, but he made a shocking admission. "I'm not perfect, Melody, but I'm learning, I'm growing, and I need you to see that." Was this a genuine apology? Or just another carefully calculated attempt to spin the narrative in his favor? But the drama didn't end there. In fact, it was about to escalate. Just as the conversation between Martell and Melody reached its emotional peak, another figure entered the picture, someone deeply involved in the ongoing saga, yet until now, had remained silent. The mystery woman. The one Martell had recently been seen dining with. Suddenly, the energy shifted. All eyes turned to her. She wasn't just a random date or a new fling. She had a history with Martell, a history that, up until now, had been kept in the shadows. And now, for the first time, she was ready to bring that history into the light. Martell, who had always appeared so confident and composed, now looked like a deer caught in headlights. His usual bravado had vanished. For the first time, he appeared vulnerable, unprepared for what was about to be revealed. So who was this woman really? For months, rumors had swirled about Martell's alleged extracurricular activities. Fans speculated that this woman may have been more than just a passing fling. And now, there she was, standing in front of everyone, claiming her truth. She didn't just speak. She came with receipts. She revealed text messages, photos, and even voice recordings, all confirming a relationship with Martell that began while he was still married to Melody. Her voice trembled slightly as she said, "Martell promised me a future. He said I was the one, and I know everything about his double life, more than you all could ever imagine." The crowd gasped. And the twist? According to her, Martell hadn't just cheated. He had gone to great lengths to hide the relationship. Elaborate lies, secret rendezvous, and calculated manipulation to keep Melody and the public in the dark. This wasn't just a scandal. It was the unraveling of an entire narrative Martell had been trying to control. In that moment, everything shifted. The spotlight was no longer just on Martell's public image. It was on his truth. And whether he liked it or not, it had finally come to light. The light. Martell Holt's carefully crafted image had finally come crashing down, or had it. Was there more to the story than met the eye? Clearly rattled by the revelations unfolding in real time, Martell scrambled to regain control of the narrative. Almost immediately, he claimed the woman accusing him was lying and had ulterior motives for speaking out. But the audience wasn't buying it. They had seen this act before. Martell's go-to strategy of deny, deny, deny. But this time, something felt different. This woman wasn't just making vague accusations. She came armed with specific details and undeniable receipts. She cited dates, shared moments, and revealed behaviors that couldn't be easily dismissed. The tension in the room escalated as she continued to drop bombshell after bombshell. She claimed not only to have proof of their secret relationship, but also evidence of Martell's manipulative behavior, how he had allegedly lied to both her and Melody to cover his tracks. The situation felt like it was spiraling out of control, and people began to question just how far Martell would go to save face. Was this the end of his public persona, or was he about to pull off yet another twist to keep everyone on their toes? Martell stood there, visibly shaken. The atmosphere in the room grew thick with tension. No one knew what would happen next. The woman had just revealed the most jaw-dropping truth yet, and the audience hung on her every word. Martell, once a master of spinning situations in his favor, was now facing a reality he could no longer dismiss with a well-timed excuse. This wasn't just a minor scandal or a slip-up. This was a full-blown crisis, threatening to unravel everything he had worked so hard to build and hide. Seeing that Martell was trying to regain composure, the woman didn't let up. She smiled calmly and said, "I'm not here for fame. I'm here for the truth." With that simple statement, she began to explain how her relationship with Martell had evolved from a casual fling to something far more serious. According to her, Martell had made promises of a future together, of a life beyond secrecy. But when she started questioning his loyalty and demanding honesty, things changed. He pulled away. She claimed that she had been kept completely in the dark about his marriage to Melody. And the real twist? It wasn't just the affair, it was the depth of the deception. According to her, Martell had used his charm and his carefully polished public persona to manipulate her into believing he was a victim of circumstance. "He told me he had problems in his marriage," she said. "He told me Melody didn't understand him. He said she was distant. I thought I was offering him something real." At this point, Martell could no longer keep up his usual calm and confident demeanor. His face turned red with frustration. He attempted to interrupt her, to cut her off mid-sentence, but she wasn't having it. "No, you don't get to stop me now," she said firmly. "You've been hiding the truth for far too long. The world deserves to know who you really are." And then came the real shocker. This woman wasn't the only one. She claimed that Martell had done the same to others, that there were multiple women, each promised the same fairy tale future, only to be abandoned once they began asking too many questions. The more she revealed, the more the public began to realize that Martell's actions weren't just a string of poor decisions. They were part of a calculated pattern of manipulation and deceit. But what happened next shocked everyone even more. As the woman began to share even more intimate details, conversations, voice recordings, and photos, Martell did something no one expected. He walked off the stage. Yes, in the middle of this explosive confrontation, Martell simply left. He couldn't take it anymore. His reputation, his image, and his relationships, they were all falling apart, unraveling in front of a live audience. Was this Martell's breaking point? Or was it just another calculated move in a long series of public manipulation? For once, Martell wasn't in control of the situation. For once, someone else was holding the power. As he walked away, there was a palpable sense that everything he once knew, everything he once controlled, was slipping through his fingers. Backstage, Martell's heart pounded in his chest. His thoughts were racing. For the first time in years, he didn't know how to spin the situation in his favor. The woman's claims weren't just dramatic, they were devastating. His career, his brand, and his public image, they were all at risk. But what he did next shocked even those closest to him. Instead of having an emotional breakdown, as many expected, Martell made a chilling decision, one that would forever alter his future. Meanwhile, the woman continued speaking to the audience. The cameras were still rolling, and with every word, more of Martell's hidden truths came to light. "She's not just a woman scorned," someone in the crowd whispered. "She's a woman with a purpose." And she confirmed that purpose herself. "I'm not doing this for revenge," she said. "I'm doing this because he's been hiding for too long, running from his past, and now he can't escape anymore." Just as the tension peaked, the unexpected happened. A third party emerged. This wasn't someone with a personal vendetta or a history with Martell. But this person had been following everything closely. They had been privy to private conversations and confidential information Martell thought would never see the light of day. And just like that, the story took another turn, one that no one, not even Martell, could have predicted. Over the years, Martell had crafted an image of control and charisma, but that illusion was about to crumble. The individual who stepped forward claimed they had documented every interaction with him, including damning text messages, photos, and even recorded conversations. You think that's all of it? The person said, eyes locked on the stunned crowd. I've got the proof Martell doesn't want you to see. You won't believe the things I've been holding on to. As they revealed the messages between Martell and the woman involved in the affair, it became painfully clear this wasn't a one-time mistake. These were messages exchanged over several months, long after Martell had publicly declared his commitment to his family. But the most shocking part? The way he spoke to her. The texts were filled with promises and emotional declarations. He assured her that he was planning to leave Melody for good. He painted a picture of a man trapped in an unhappy marriage, desperate for escape. And there was more. The texts also revealed how Martell manipulated the narrative to suit his agenda. He portrayed himself as the victim, casting Melody as the distant, unloving wife. He expertly played both sides, telling the other woman that his marriage was over, while simultaneously assuring Melody he was still committed to making things work. Martell had been living a double life, spinning an intricate web of deception. Then came the final blow. A recording was played for the audience, a private conversation between Martell and the woman, just weeks before the scandal broke. His voice was calm, almost cold. She's just not getting it, Martell said. I've been trying to make this work for years, and nothing is changing. I'm done pretending. He had promised the woman everything, his love, his future, his full commitment. When the recording ended, the room fell silent. The implications were undeniable. Martell's carefully constructed life had shattered in an instant. His lies had betrayed not only those closest to him, but also the fans who once believed in him. And the most chilling part? Martell never saw it coming. He thought he controlled the narrative. But someone had seen through it all, and they were no longer afraid to expose the truth.